So we continue reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 3, text 17. Yastva atma ratir eva syad atma triptascha manavaha atmani eva cha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. A person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his acts in Krishna consciousness no longer has any duty to perform. So a person who's fully Krishna conscious means he's a pure devotee. He has no material desire. His only desire is to please Krishna. His mind is fixed. His mind is fixed on Krishna, on the pleasure of Krishna. How can I please Krishna? What can I do to please Krishna? And he's fully satisfied by that, by pleasing Krishna. Then he has no longer any other duty to perform because he's performing his highest duty. Highest duty. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impiety within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many, many thousands of yajna performances. So a Krishna conscious person does not need to perform so many different yajnas, pujas. He just has to be Krishna conscious. Just be Krishna conscious and then we get purified. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. So by such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. So what does that mean? Because right now our consciousness is covered. We have become body conscious. We have put this body as our center. Everything to do with the body, I, me, mine. We have put ourselves in the center. Me and mine, everything related to me, everything attached to me should be given importance. But that is what is material life. Our true life, what is our true life? Is we need to clear this consciousness of me and mine, thinking ourselves separate from Krishna. And then what is the real consciousness? Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness. So what right now we are having, for example, what are the few dirty things that we need to clear? They are all the material desires, our material attachments, our desires to enjoy the senses separate from Krishna, our desire to be the controller, to be the enjoyer, to be the maintainer, our desire, our envy of Krishna, our thinking that we are greater than Krishna. So all this is what's covering us. That's what is covering us. And we need to clear that. How do we clear that? By hearing and chanting. By hearing and chanting, we can clear this consciousness. So the more we hear and chant, when our consciousness is purified, then what happens? One becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. Because then there is no idea or desire that I'm separate from Krishna. Then we are in our true position, in our original position. And our original position is eternal. It does not change. Eternal means it's fixed, never changes. And someone might say, oh, it's so boring, I have to do that all the time. But that's because we think in terms of this material, in terms of this material body, so we find it boring because we are thinking of material, but this is spiritual. It's the happiness we feel is unending. So thus his duty becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he has no longer any obligations to the Vedic injunctions. So this is a person performing Raga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti. That his duty, what is his relationship with the Lord, becomes revealed by the grace of the Lord. Then we should not try to artificially come to this standard. He has no longer obligations to the Vedic injunctions. So we don't need to artificially come to this platform. We don't. At our stage, what we do is we hear and we chant. We hear and chant, and we are following Lord Chaitanya. He gave us the bhakti process in a way which is following the Raganuga principles, actually. And just by following Srila Prabhupada, by following Lord Chaitanya, we can come to this position. We have to continue hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting is never given up at any point, at the point of beginners or at the point of liberation. So such a Krishna conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer takes pleasure in material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuations. So this is a pure devotee. His every action, every thought, every word is for the pleasure of Krishna, pure devotee. So then here we see Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He's an acharya in our line. He was a pure devotee. But he was in the Grahastha ashram. He married, he had wife, he had children, he was a high court judge, to show us the example, to show us that, okay, you're endeavoring, you're trying, you just got to know about this message, what to do. Not that we have to abandon anything we are doing, abandon everything, give up. No, we are in the body, we have to maintain the body, we are not at the high level. But whatever position we are in, we hear and chant and see everything in relation to Krishna, connect everything to Krishna, offer the results to Krishna. And in that way, our consciousness is more and more connected to Krishna. And that way we are becoming more and more Krishna conscious. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So like now we just heard about Srinivas Acharya and Ramachandra Kaviraj. So outwardly, they didn't stop hearing and chanting, preaching. Great, they were preaching so much, going everywhere, hearing, chanting. But inwardly, they were in their relationship with Krishna. You know, it's like that. So outwardly, we continue, our duties have to be performed. So we stop here for today. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.